Yo, what's up? My name's Clarence,
And I'm DJ Nuna,
and you're listening to Up in the Air.
a podcast on our thoughts, moods, and experiences on the personal, political, and cultural world around us. Come float with us. For this week's episode, we have a very good friend of the show, Melissa Takai. Melissa is a designer, actress, and a smoothie bowl and coffee art connoisseur. On today's episode, we talk about the election, Melissa's experience in the music industry with her design work, as well as the difference between art and design and our experience navigating that. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you all. Tune in next week for the next episode. Peace.
Bro, do you have a collection of like TikToks that are election related now?
I do, like on my liked list
God.
of my most recent. It's all like election stuff.
Can you please like share that to your Instagram, like this
Yeah.
back to back? I love it. Like with Jubilee, you do too. Like you just post like all the TikToks that you've been watching or you think is really funny. It's like the best little compilation.
It's like a mini For You page.
Yeah, I know.
That
But yeah, there were so many funny TikToks and just memes in general, especially about like the ones that you posted about Nevada and Georgia. Those are so funny.
People are
Like,
too creative.
yeah, they think of everything.
It's like the most obscure like references and things like that.
Yeah, when I first like joined TikTok, I was surprised by like because everyone like thinks the same. Like it's all like super relatable, like very specific. I'm like, wow.
It's actually how would you describe your For You page? Like what pops up on there? Because you like fucked with the algorithm, right?
Yeah, I remember when I first joined, it was like complete straight white TikTok.
Charlie D'Amelio.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And then like it became like out TikTok, just like a lot of like more like funnier stuff. But I feel like now mine's is like videos of people like Karen fights or like people catching things in the moment or like people filming themselves at work, like stuff like that. Like what are your For You pages looking like?
It started off as straight TikTok. So Clarence, to catch you up, there's like straight TikTok and there's alt TikTok and there's cooking TikTok. Like there's just something for everyone. But I would say these days I have a lot of I'm on gay TikTok. I'm not on straight TikTok. So it's really beautiful. I have a lot of like women of color and non-binary folks, which is cool. And cooking TikTok, and recently lots of like bass playing TikToks. I don't know. And yeah, a lot of election TikTok for sure.
Yeah.
The bass playing sounds lit.
Like I think I watched one video like 10 times because it sounded really good. And then the next day I have like 10 straight like bass playing TikToks.
Damn.
They really
I feel like I should stop using one of the apps that I have and then just switch over to TikTok. Because I had a TikTok, but then I just like deleted the app after a while because I was like,
he follows like 5 people and one of them is Charlie D'Amelio.
Charlie, oh my gosh. At least
in my defense, I was trying to learn a dance and she did it like slowly because I don't know. I feel like white people are kind of. Anyways,
they're very, like articulate in their dance moves.
It's like they always overdo it, like a little bit, just like
a little too wild.
I mean, I will never forget when TikTok, they reserved all the seats at one of those Trump rallies, and then they didn't show up. So
oh my god,
I forgot how many people were supposed to be there total, but they really actually made a huge chunk. Like there was a huge gap in the audience.
I feel like that's what really pissed off Donald Trump.
Yeah.
With TikTok?
Yeah, I feel like that's what really pissed him off.
There's like the youth are coming together. No.
Like he kept trying to ban TikTok. Like why was that such a priority for him?
I know.
Yeah.
Boy, but TikTok's good now.
Glad that Donald Trump is out of office, and
Honestly.
as you said, it was a very uncertain week. The days felt very, very long, but then the week felt kind of short. I don't know, or the other way around. But
No, that sounds right. I feel like just because we were glued to the TV, and then it's kind of like you're just waiting for the next update. And it also is funny because like how do they always like seem to update or have like breaking news, but it's not really breaking news. Like they make it seem like hell like urgent and shit, and then you look at it and you're like, oh, like
you're still waiting.
No,
it's just
no.
like half a county just turned in their votes. Like, okay.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
How does everyone feel now that Biden is in office? I think we've had a day to kind of feel relief and celebrate, but how are people feeling now that it's kind of settling? Because I don't know, I feel kind of different than yesterday.
Oh, really?
A little bit, yeah. I think it's hard to celebrate fully, just knowing the state of our nation. But yeah, I wanted to hear what y'all were feeling.
Yeah, I think same too. I mean, I'm super, super glad Mr. Orange is out of the office, and now we have Joe Biden, which is like, I feel like maybe, yeah, because the past 4 years have been like shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like now we can go back to some kind of, I don't want to say normalcy because it's not.
Decency,
I know.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely better than the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Definitely better than what Trump is, but yeah, I think when the news broke out, I mean, I expected it because like everyone's predictions were like, oh, Biden's gonna win. So I wasn't too surprised, but I was so glad. But I think now I also kind of, maybe I feel the same way as you do, just kind of a little different from yesterday. But yeah, I think just like moving forward, having to hold these people accountable, I feel like people might be, I don't know, I feel like some people might not realize like what might happen in the future. They're just like glad that Donald Trump is out. But I think just having to hold Biden and Harris accountable, that's what we have to do moving forward. And hopefully they listen to us, because Trump didn't, obviously.
Yeah. It's also crazy to think that literally like almost half the country voted for Trump still, you know. So it's like, yeah, it's great that, you know, Biden won, but in a large way, like we are in this kind of like echo chamber, you know, and just, yeah, I think that's still crazy to me and unfortunate, honestly.
And if you look at Washington, like we always vote blue, but all of Eastern Washington was red. That's actually just really wild. And I live in, well, actually, I won't say what neighborhood I live in, but the neighborhood that I live in is predominantly white. And so I wasn't that surprised, but I did see 3 white men holding like just massive Trump signs, like not just the regular like, woo, Trump. It was like this big, and they were walking around. And I also saw a guy with a Confederate flag mask, which is kind of funny that I'm like, at least you're wearing a mask when you're a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird that, you know, the Trump election, or Trump being in office really has enabled a lot of harmful, dangerous people. And they're like, they are among us. Like they live here. So yeah, it should not have been as close as it was, for sure.
Dude, there was literally like a small rally by my house for Trump with a bunch of it was like a bunch of like Vietnamese Americans.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, I've been hearing a lot about the Vietnamese.
And I was like, yeah, I heard about it online, right? And then it's like I see pictures and I'm like, wait, I live like really close to that. I was like, holy shit. But
that's just very sad when I see immigrant communities, because they are very swayed by like the economic policies policies, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard. Okay, I need a fact check, but basically, like, I think a lot of Vietnamese, like, immigrants feel like they don't like Biden because, in the past he was a little bit more strict on like immigration for Vietnamese people and like refugees. But yeah, I was like, isn't Trump doing the same thing with like the Muslims and you know like like other immigrants? You know, it's just like, bro, it's just literally the same thing. Like, you can't just only care about, you gotta care about other people, bro. Come on.
Definitely. Have both of you, for like your family members, has it mostly been leaning Biden, or do you have any family members that have voted for Trump? Because I've heard of some of my friends that have felt really conflicted because it's hard to engage in those conversations, especially when they're family.
I feel like my parents are like, they're very hands off, like they don't really involve themselves in politics, but like in the past, my dad, oh my gosh, like my dad used to watch Fox News all the time. I grew up with that shit playing in the background all the time. Like, that drove me crazy even as a little kid. Like, but I feel like as he's grown older, or at least in the past 4 years, he's realized that Trump is not good, and like stopped kind of like keeping up with it and just like watching, because my dad's Japanese, so right now he just like watches like Japanese news and kind of doesn't really know what's going on here now. So but I've always, or at least in the past few weeks, just like, tried to sneak in a topic and see what my parents are feeling, and then really like try to tell them what's up, what's happening, and I feel like it's kind of worked. Like, I'm just trying to like convince them that, just don't think so narrow-mindedly, about Biden. He's not perfect, but fuck, like,
Trump. It's like we're settling. Like, this is the most viable, best option. So, yeah, for sure. How about you, Clarence?
Yeah, I mean, my mom is a little bit less like, into the political sphere. I think she's just trying to live her best life, bro. Honestly, she's just like kicking it and like just doing fun projects and stuff.
She's super cool.
Her Facebook content is like, it's really up there, But I would say that my dad is pretty like, passionate about it, and he's been like very anti-Trump from the start. So that's been nice, like having him to talk about things. But I think at the more like local level, with those kind of, like the Black Lives Matter movement, like we had more discussions about that because he was just wanting to know and understand that topic more. So that's been kind of nice to like, just that he actually wants to listen. Yeah, but he talks mad shit about Trump, like, but then he also like watches a lot of Chinese news, and surprisingly a lot of Chinese people support Trump because he's like very anti-China, like he's anti-communism. So
interesting.
So people are like, yeah, like we fuck with Trump because like he fucking hates China too, like us. You know what I mean? So that kind of makes sense, honestly. But yeah, he's just like, he's always like, yeah, these people are a lot of Chinese people are so narrow-minded, like they don't realize all the other issues that's going on, which is true in a lot of communities, right? Like of color, honestly, that are people who are supporting Trump, like it's pretty narrow-minded that they're doing that.
Yeah. Dude, the WeChats, they're very unfiltered, and so much fake news circulates there.
Literally, yeah.
But
it's like straight propaganda.
It's real. And it was wild seeing the charts of if you split voters by their demographic, like by Black voters, by white voters, and yeah, people of color really carried the election, and it was very disappointing to see so many white people, specifically white women, voting for Trump. That's just very...
Dude, wait, I'll just say Trump is gonna save the suburban neighborhoods, okay? I thought that shit was so funny, bro. Like, honestly, Trump is pretty funny. Like, it's fucked up, but he's pretty funny.
I can't, like, he was straight up tweeting, I won this election, I won this a lot, and he's like just screaming in all caps, and like
Literally all caps.
Yeah, Twitter is like censoring his tweets because it's so false. Like, yeah.
Like, wait, did you guys watch SNL last night with Dave Chappelle?
Oh, I didn't watch it.
I didn't even realize yesterday was Saturday.
No, you should just watch his monologue, because he wasn't in a lot of sketches. He's only like in 2. But it was funny because he was just like, you guys ever just sit back and think about how funny this guy is? Like, the balls in this guy. Like, he literally was like, you should inject bleach.
Oh.
Like, that shit is hilarious. Like, what the fuck?
I truly just, I remember when Trump got COVID. I remember seeing it on Melissa's story first. I was like, is this for real? And then I fact checked it and I was like, hey, it's for real. But yeah, they have the best care. So that's a little hopeful.
Dude, honestly, like, how mad is everyone, like, that he beat it? Like, or beat it, you know?
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought, like, because he's like of old, older age and not in the best health condition, so I was shook when he was still alive.
I was like, fuck, bro, like, that's so annoying, because now he's gonna be like, I beat it myself, like, you can too, like, no mask.
Yeah.
But speaking about COVID, how has quarantine in general been treating you? We are on, I don't know how many months it's been.
8 months?
8, wow.
Mm-hmm.
It really is gonna be like at least a year and a half.
Yeah.
I really
at least, right?
A year and a half. I just hope a year, damn.
Oh man, yeah. How has it been for you?
Yeah, I was looking last night. I was like wondering if spring quarter is going to be online. Obviously nobody knows, but it seems like, yeah. So that's insane. Like a year and a half pretty much of just like being here. But I think for me, quarantine, I don't know, I'm like an introvert person. Like, I don't really go out a lot, so it's kind of like normal for me to just stay in my hole for like all the time. Like, I literally never go out anymore, like maybe 4 times a month just to go like shopping or something for myself.
I get the essentials.
Yeah. But it's been okay. I mean, I think although I think I've kind of been like in my head, like just being in my room and just thinking a lot, just worrying. So yeah, I feel like I've kind of had time to like reevaluate like my mental health, get help, just like kind of check myself, yeah.
No, for real. I think on top of quarantine, so many things have happened with the BLM movement and even the forest fires. I think that caused a huge dip in people's mental health too, because we kind of, I think everyone got used to a routine of, oh, maybe we can go on a walk or take a break through going outside, and then that was taken away. And
that shit was like full on apocalyptic.
I mean, Clarence, you were in California, and those
that shit was terrifying. Like, I woke up and I was like, weird that I'm not tired, but it's pitch black, or it's like red outside.
That's crazy.
Like I thought someone was literally, they had like a heat lamp or some shit, like like those red lamps
like you're a lizard
in our window, and I was like, why is it so red? Yeah.
Have you, when you say like you've been able to ask for help and stuff, are you seeking therapy, or have you found other resources for your mental health?
Yeah, I've been doing therapy no, it's fine. I feel like it's important to talk about, because like I felt like I didn't know anybody who did therapy, but then once I did it, I don't know. It's like one of those things where I forget what like the theory's called, but like when you start doing something or you like start to know about something, then like you hear about it like from other people and stuff. I don't know if that made sense. I'll have to like search it up. But it's a thing, I think.
It's like you have a wall in your head, and then once you okay, like, this
Yeah.
is not the same thing, but like my brother told me that my dad chews really loud, like when he's eating, like he chews really loud, and then like that like glass just shattered for me, and then ever since then I'm like,
Yeah.
this motherfucker chews hella
That's
loud.
all you think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been doing therapy for a couple months, and it's been I mean it's helpful, like just to like they kind of make you realize things about yourself that you never thought about or realized. And then they also kind of teach you like mindfulness activities and stuff like that to like kind of I guess cope with your life. So there's that. I've also like just started taking like antidepressants for a couple weeks now, and it's crazy how like medicine can help you. I mean, I feel like it's kind of settling down now, like it's kind of like emerging, because the first few days it was like really high stimulus, like I was really able to focus, like I didn't really think about anything anymore, but then it kind of scared me, like I started feeling numb, and I was like really afraid that my emotions are now gone, but I think it's kind of settling away. But then that also makes me worried, like shit, like am I like going back into who I was before? But I don't know, I think it takes time. But yeah, when I watched like, because I was like I was reading the script super randomly for Euphoria, and like Rue, that I think that's the character's name, that's how you pronounce it. She was like talking about like in the opening monologue of like the pilot, she was like talking about her mental health, I guess, and it was like really relatable, and watching movies about people talking about their experiences with this kind of stuff, so just like relatable. It's crazy.
I remember that monologue. I do think she mentions being numb and super powerful, because I started rewatching Euphoria a couple weeks ago just because it's so good, and they're releasing 2 more episodes, which I'm super excited
Yes. I've never even watched the series, but I've always been interested in.
You should watch it. You should just get the HBO like free trial, and then just push it out in a week.
But damn, it's good to hear about your experience with therapy and antidepressants. I think it's from other people's stories, it's wild, because antidepressants can really help for some people. For other people, there's like a lot of side effects. It sucks that there's so many side effects to medication when it comes to mental health, because it's supposed to help you and like bring your life at ease in some aspects, but then in other aspects it makes your life more hard. So
that's very true. And there's so many different types of medication that you could take, which is crazy.
One of my friends, she told me that her dog recently had to get on antidepressants, and it's interesting because there's a lot of things that I was like, I didn't even know that. I knew that dogs have depression and anxiety, but it's literally the same thing that humans take, like the Prozac, I think.
Humans can take that too. Whoa.
So I thought that was cool.
Dogs can like animals can also take CBD too. Like they sell that. You could give it to your dog or cat.
It can help them like pain and stuff like that, right? Like
then calm them down.
But wait, so I always forget that you have experience with acting.
Oh my god.
Dude, what can you talk about that a bit? That's so cool. And the monologue, that's so cool that you practice monologues.
Oh my gosh, that's like another world for me. I used to I did a little bit in like high school, but like my high school's drama program just like was not it. Like Highline Public School, you guys need to really work on your drama program. Like it was really sad like seeing other high schools, like they really had like such good drama programs, but my high school didn't, so I didn't really participate in that. But I mean, I did like one production, but that was it. But other than that, like I did a lot of like acting stuff outside of high school. at like Seattle Rep Theater, and I was gonna do this like Shakespeare program, but I ended up not being able to do it just because of like logistics and stuff. But yeah, acting, it's like it's really hard for me to talk about because it's kind of embarrassing, like admitting that I genuinely like that's the thing that I really enjoy. And I was gonna like study it in college, but I kind of got I don't know, I got into design somehow, and I love design. It's like I mean, in high school I used to like love making like presentations and checking the rag of like being so obsessed with the rag of my essays. Like literally I would spend so much time picking a typeface for my title. So I mean, design's like good for me, but I feel like I don't really have that much of a like a deep love, or like I can't really think of a deeper purpose I have with design than I do with acting. But that's something I really want to focus on after college, maybe. I don't know.
Dude, that'd be so fucking dope. Like, what kind of I guess what kind of roles or genres do you typically lean towards? If that's even like, is that a thing? I don't know. I feel like I don't know about how like acting works. Like I just, you fucking see it on screen all the time. You see it in productions, but like, what does that look like?
I think for me, I'm always like drawn to like just drama, just like really, like when it comes to like comedic stuff, like comedic monologues, like I feel like that's like that's a little bit more difficult to pull off, and it's also I feel like I'm more like I can really express myself through dramatic, like a dramatic role, like yeah. Whereas like comedy, I mean, I really love I love making people laugh, and I love like writing funny stuff to make people laugh. But I'm not sure if like comedic roles would be something I'd be interested in. But it's like something I'd like to do, like try improv or something like that. That's important too. But I'm mostly drawn to like dramatic roles because that's when I feel like I can, I guess, pour myself out.
Yeah. I was thinking about that like the face swap thing that you did a couple times, and I remember the first time seeing it, I was like, wait, that's Melissa.
That app is crazy.
I recognize this, but isn't that you?
I saw the blonde hair and I was like, yo, this is actually a look. Like it looks really good.
Oh, that app too is crazy.
And for real, you're hella funny. I remember telling Clarence one time, I was like, damn, I'm really like screenshotting almost all of Melissa's stories because they're so
I'm crying.
Like remember myself. Like I thought I was hella swiping up like because they're so funny. But no, yeah. What are some of your favorite plays or musicals? Or
yeah.
I don't know if because that's a different genre, like musicals, but yeah, what are some of your favorite productions?
I really love, because in high school, I participated in the August Wilson monologue competition. I did it 2 times. The second time I made semifinals. But doing that program, I really, got to learn more about August Wilson and his works, and I think his stuff is really important too. So I love his stuff. Yeah, that's like a big one for me. And then musicals, because I studied abroad, like I was like really grateful to have that opportunity to study abroad in London. And that was mostly like a theater focused program where you just like study theater, you go watch plays in London or wherever we were in the freaking UK. And that really was such a great experience. I remember like waiting outside this theater from like 8 a.m. until like 12 p.m. or something, just waiting in line for these front row tickets to the show called The Ferryman. That was like hands down like one of the best things I've ever seen in my entire life. Like got front row tickets. That was a good show. Yeah.
And no, yeah, I'm just trying to think of the past plays or musicals I've seen, and yeah, I was actually part of the pit orchestra for a play. I totally knocked that out of my memory, but I forgot what the play was or the musical was called. But it was a very untraditional take on Adam and Eve. I don't know if that rings a bell for anyone, but I remember I had a flute solo. I played the flute, and I hella fucked up. I just remember the look my band teacher gave me. I never felt so scared.
like that you because you fucked up.
It's just like gave me the scariest like
Oh
stare.
gosh.
But my school also did Urinetown, which I thought was really cool. In New York, I visited the spring before, and saw Chicago because that was the cheapest Broadway show, but it was so good. Soundtrack is so good too. But Clarence,
Yeah, I'm like, it's so sad that Broadway is like shut down.
yeah,
I'm just like it's really sad for the theater community right now because everything is shut down and people have to like do Zoom plays, and that's definitely like a different thing from being able to be on stage and, you know, interact with other people and like feel the energy of the audience. Like it's different. It's terrible.
Like I think someone posted just a screen recording of their improv class through Zoom, and it's really great that they're like adapting to the current times. But yeah, it's not the same. You can't, like, people are muted. It's hard to hear the audience.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this like art, you know, classes and stuff like that are just so limited with Zoom, especially, you know, like our whole thing is expression, right? And you can't, it's just really impossible to do that on Zoom.
Yeah,
but you kind of mentioned that your heart for acting is not necessarily the same for design. But yeah, how did you find yourself in design, and what motivated you to like stick with the program? And we're, you know, approaching grad, which is actually really stressful, but how are you feeling about opportunities post grad and things like that?
The way that I did not know design was a thing you could do. I didn't even know that was the thing that existed. Like people design this, because I was like, because I knew I was gonna go UW, you know, it was cheap, good school in general, I guess. And then just like looking through the catalog, I literally went through the entire list and like looked at every single program, and I was like, what should I do? I was originally gonna do like double major in like drama and communications or journalism, but then I found design, and I looked into it, and I thought, wow, this is really like, this is what I was like doing in high school, like the freaking Google Slides and shit. So I just tried it because I knew, because design at UW has like a strict track, kind of, like you have to apply like at a certain time, and then you have to do it for like 3 years, whatever. So I was just like, I'll just do it, and I took the class. It was good. Really, like, I was really motivated during that class, and I was really motivated for the first quarter, but then after that, I kind of just like flopped. I mean, I still love design, obviously, still here, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of sucks having to like design, like make stuff for other people. Like, what's the fulfillment for me, you know? Then, like, post grad, like, thinking about that. Oh my god, my dogs, I don't know if you can hear them.
Dogs are hella cute. You have Shibas, right?
Yeah, two little doggies. Post grad, like,
Not ready.
I don't even know.
I mean, so I think we've talked about this before, Melissa, but you seem to have like a really deep interest in kind of the music entertainment industry and like designing within that. So could you talk a little bit about, a recent project that you had that Jubilee and I were both just amazed at your work? It was incredible, but can you talk about that?
The song's a banger.
Song's a banger, bro.
So good. Yeah, music, entertainment industry. Yeah, I feel like if I'm gonna do anything in design, it's gonna have to be like that industry. If I never make it as like an actor, if that never goes anywhere, I would love to at least be in the film industry somehow. And design, I don't know, shit for movies or TV somehow. Definitely not motion design, because I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Is the devil.
Yeah. But yeah, I doing that cover for Evangelist was really really awesome. Shit, my dog. Yeah. It was honestly very quick, super quick. I got into contact with Vlad, who was an alum of UW Design, and now he's like creative director of Keep Cool, which is like a label under RCA, under Sony. And yeah, really fucking lucky that he even like knows me, I guess. But got into contact with him, and then super randomly, like in the middle of the summer, like I got into contact with him in like May or something, and then he contacted me super randomly in July, and then he was like, "Can you design some comps like right now, tonight? Do tonight?"
Yeah.
You can't say no, so I did it. But that was like probably like really stressful. Like the whole process was like 2 days, I think. 3 days. 2 days actually. Yeah. The night, just like creating the comps, and then the next day, just like kind of, I don't know, just working on it. Basically what I did was I just kind of came up with like drafts for him to just like refine or finalize. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, I guess I was so stressed out and like just trying to make sure I got everything correctly that I came off as like, oh, I know what I'm doing, shit like that. So I can't say that I was like super proud of what I came up with, but yeah, he did the stuff. Like I created like so many different comps, and like they kind of he sent me like a mood board, and like the style that we were going for was like 80s Nigeria. Tried doing that. Yeah.
That sounds
it was really fast.
That sounds so stressful. Like, yeah, with the short timeline like that, it's like us doing a design sprint, but like it actually matters.
Yeah, and the song came out like 2 months, like a month and a half later. Yeah, I'm currently doing an internship with this place that we work with artists. They're not like huge artists, but they're kind of like up and coming or just like beginning their careers. Same exact process. Like everything is so like a time crunch. Yeah.
I'm almost like, why?
Yeah, it's like no reason. I don't know why.
Like, why is this so stressful?
It was super, everything is always super last minute.
I don't know why people, they like slide up with designers and they're like, yo, can you finish this in like a day? Or I don't know. I think this, like, the people don't know that it's like the ideation and then the iterations and like how many revisions that will take. And I think that's the weird thing about our program is we will spend like 5 weeks on an album cover when realistically you're not gonna get
1 week tops.
Yeah.
1 week tops.
It
was really shocking.
Like thinking about some of our timelines for some projects, like we spent like 8 weeks on, not 8 weeks, 5 weeks on a spread or a couple spreads.
I mean, we spent 5 weeks on a single post. We're spending what, like, you know, all 10 weeks on an infographic that could be a poster.
Seriously.
I was like, that's why I'm not doing I don't think I'm doing a single poster, because I feel like it's not super beneficial to the portfolio. Like, yeah, a poster is really great, but if we're spending 10 weeks on it,
it sounds stupid. Like, once you put it into your portfolio, like, duration 10 weeks.
No, for real. But yeah, that's wild to hear how quick of a turnaround that project was.
Yeah.
But it's super cool that, yeah, Vlad was an alum. He used to work for A&E apparently. And yeah, he designed the Kendrick album, right?
Yeah. All the Kendrick stuff.
Did you
Yeah,
Oh, the Damn album is Times New Roman.
Yeah.
I think what's super interesting is like how a lot of the things that he was doing, maybe like typographically and like, you know, in terms of setting a grid and stuff like that, like he was breaking a lot of those kind of rules. And I feel like as designers, we're like, especially in school, obviously we're taught to like what the rules are. But Melissa, I know that in your work, like I feel like you do like break a lot of rules and stuff like that. And so I guess where do you get your inspiration, and like what kind of philosophy do you have behind design?
Yeah, I feel like that kind of goes into like the art thing. When Jerome Harris came to our class, and then Jubilee, you asked the question like, what's the difference between art and design? And he was basically like, art you create for yourself, and then design you create for other people. That was like the first time I heard that. I always wondering that throughout college. Like I don't think our professors even like told us the difference between the two. I always thought of art and design as the same kind of, like I always had the mindset that design is my art. So I feel like throughout college, my crit, like getting crit, I always feel like I kind of ignore crit, or like I don't really absorb it because like I don't want to do that. It's just like, but then, you know, you're designing for a client, you're designing for the professor. So I guess like my philosophy is just like, I kind of just like make what looks good to me, I guess. But that's like a long process itself. But I mean, making any creative work is a long process.
Yeah, definitely. I remember seeing this one graphic designer I followed. He posted this thing that said, if you like it, then that means it's good design. And I think I've been reflecting on that statement a lot, because the program that we're in, we're really restricted by a lot of rules, and they're always like, yeah, you can break them if you justify it. But I feel like, yeah, it's hard to break them when they're so like ingrained and like pushed to us constantly. And you're right, design is completely, they're like user. And I low-key feel like sometimes good grades, or at least in 166, it's really your ability to listen to the professor, or your ability to kind of appeal to their standards or their taste. It's so subjective. Design and art is super subjective to the viewer, so it's hard to navigate. But I really liked what Jerome said about art is for completely yourself, but others can still like resonate and benefit from it. But design is purely kind of for an audience, and for a client.
Yeah, I think design, it's like I feel like if there's anything that I gained from like studying design, I feel like my eye has changed, my tastes have changed. Like I know what are the elements of what makes something look good, and I feel like that can help your art maybe. I mean that's just the way that because when I look back at like my like art stuff that I made in high school, I'm like, no, that is You did not know what you were doing back then.
Don't know her.
So I feel like design kind of helps you. I don't know. It also opens you up to like a new world of like inspiration and like stuff like that. Yeah.
I was having this conversation with a friend recently, and we were kind of talking about like, yeah, like how has design shifted your perspective on things? And you know, like of course you become a little more critical of whether it's like a design on a soda can or, you know, like just anything. But I was telling her that like actually after a while I kind of began to like and appreciate things that are like really badly designed, you know, just because
Me
like
too.
things are just too refined sometimes, you know, like there's no more like human like expression or like, error in it, you know, like the thing that gives it its quirk and whatnot. So I think it's funny, like, yeah, like in school we're just taught to be like it needs to be to the last detail, like it's super refined and whatever. But I don't know, I feel like we're missing some of that experimentation, and like that's what I like about your work. Like I think a lot of it you're reaching into that bag of like you're being experimental with it, and like you know, at the end of the day, fuck whoever fuck them, like who cares what they say, just do it, you know.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, I wish we had like more time to like just make, I don't know, just like experiment, just make a bunch of random shit instead of having to come with like really like refined stuff that someone else might like. I don't know. I feel like I've never been like a really receptive person in this program. Yeah.
You just gotta learn how to say, yeah, thank you. Like,
thank you, bye.
For real. I remember the album cover project, and I remember first being super excited, like, oh, this is dope, we can design an album cover. And then they put hella restrictions on it. They're like, it can't be literal, it can't have any people, it can't, like, they just put hella rules on that project.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think design is a lot of rule following or justifying. We talked about this with Ibrahima a little bit, how yeah, it's hard because there's kind of a spectrum, like art and design, and I think people's work ethics or just their style in general, it shows like where they kind of are on the spectrum. I feel like leaning more towards design, it's kind of more technical, I guess, and then the art side is a bit more expressive. But yeah, definitely hard to navigate. I think our current class, publication design, is the first class that really allows you to lean into the art side, which is refreshing. But yeah, other professors, it's very much, they're centered in the grading, they're centered in back, so
yeah, that's the thing with like Jamie. I know she doesn't like force anything on you. I don't know, I feel like she kind of just like supports you.
I will say that she gives like some of the best crits.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, like a lot of times she's not like telling you what to do, but then she ends up giving you, basically she gives you just like a bunch of resources and like references, and she's like, maybe look at this and see what you think, and you know.
For real, she always leaves you feeling more inspired because she just has so many references and so many pieces of work that like I remember I had office hours with her, and then she just got like 5 books from her shelf and then just like showed me. So yeah.
Whereas like other professors, it's like, oh, there's something wrong with this isn't communicating this, and it's just like you go like crazy, like I have to fix all this stuff. I don't know how to.
No, for real. Melissa and I were chatting during our little icebreaker the other day, but yeah, it's been a grueling 3 years in the program. You know, we've sacrificed our well-being sometimes.
Our finances? Good lord.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Course fee and spend money on printing, on
I think what's fucked up is that like sometimes people who are spending a lot more money obviously can have like some better craft, you know, and like
There's definitely advantages.
and obviously you get rewarded for craft, but it's like, you know, at what cost, right? Like why do I have to break the bank as a student, you know, to get a good grade?
Literally, yeah.
I remember for typography last year, me and Annie, we printed like 10 times of our cardstock spread, and that was, I think it totaled to like $30 because we just kept fucking it up. Yeah, it's tough.
Wait, this whole episode is just us talking shit.
Yeah.
I think what Melissa said, like I think I can say that I've grown a lot, and my eye has definitely developed over the years, and I've been able to kind of really solidify what my own values are as a designer. But yeah, it's tough working in this little system that's our mini system that we're in, and learning what does it mean to decolonize design, because even design that shit was, we had like one little chunk on women designers and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Good time.
Melissa, could you ever envision yourself as like an educator? Like, can you, like, I feel like what a lot of the problems behind I guess like our own issues with design is like the way that we're being taught, and like Jamie, for example, she's giving like really good credit in that, like she gives us a lot of resources, and so I guess we need people to be more, you know, like different kind of teachers and instructors. Like, so I'm just asking, do you think would you ever picture yourself doing that?
The internship I'm doing, I'm working with another like design intern, but she doesn't study design.
Oh.
She kind of just like does it on her free time. She doesn't really, so I'm like always she's very nice, like always kind of messaging me about feedback that she wants, and in that way I guess I'm kind of like educating, I guess, like helping someone out. And that's like enjoyable to kind of just to help someone and help like teach them what I learned in design school, that like we learn helpful stuff in design school, I guess, like through lectures and stuff. It's crazy. I feel like, because in design school, I mean, we do have our lectures, but 75% of our stuff is just like working on it. And then it's crazy, like now I can like use what I learned and like be able to verbalize that to someone and help someone. So in that way it's like enjoyable, and I love seeing her grow, but I don't think I could be a teacher.
Yeah,
I don't think I could be a teacher.
I think I've lost a lot of patience.
Yeah,
because like I used to work, or I mean, I guess I'm gonna stop working at Kumon at the end of this year.
Yeah,
it's the end of my
era,
like almost 9 years, bro. That's a large, just like a large chunk of my life. But yeah, I think educating is like super hard, and you know, especially for people at our age, like you know, we're all independent thinkers at the end of the day, so it's definitely hard. But I agree with you that it's crazy how you can just give feedback and like you can just really off top like verbalize all these different things and aspects of someone's work. And I mean, like I asked you maybe like a week ago for some feedback, Melissa, and you were just like hitting me like boom, 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 and I was like, wow, like this is fantastic, right? No, I loved it, because I was like, bro, this is so helpful, like literally what I wanted and what I needed, you know. Like I think it's that's that collaboration. Mostly you giving me stuff, but
no, for real. I think reform in education is super important, and I think the design program is, you know, making some changes, which is nice. I feel like we're talking about things we haven't done before, but for real, I do also think that design is an also like gate kept industry. Like it's really kind of hard to find good resources for like the formal designs in visual design. And I think I remember Karen was like, I don't want to open this class up to the public. Like, I don't want to look at those ugly designs. Because people don't know
Literally,
better.
she said that.
Yeah, like for real. People use, you know, Comic Sans, Papyrus, because that's all they know. Like, that's, you know, on Google Docs, it's easy. I don't know. So it's interesting to think about our education, but I think, yeah, like, I would kind of consider teaching low-key. I'm not really loving design. Right? I think when you're doing it for work, school, and for side interests, it's not very fulfilling, less expressive.
I mean, once you throw the money in there, it's kind of like difficult. It's like with any other, you know, like expressive field, right? Or even like sports. I've heard stories of like professional athletes being like they don't like the sport anymore. The thing that they grew up loving and doing and was like amazed to and honored to do for their like living is not something they enjoy anymore, which is insane.
Money corrupts everything. Just kidding.
But on the note of like educating, I'm gonna be TAing a class next quarter.
Oh really?
And it's like for non-designers. It's like I would say it's like a 166, but more. No, it's like a color and comp, but like maybe obviously less intense.
I saw that class on my plan. It was like with Annabelle, right?
The 250 or 200.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. But I'm just like, damn, how should I approach this? You know, like.
I wonder what.
I mean, I know. Also, like, I even wonder like what my role in this is, because like being a TA is one thing, but being a TA online is another. So. I don't know.
Oh yeah, your office hours.
I know. I was gonna be like,
just wait.
Yeah, no one's like there. I don't know, but hopefully I can kind of instill the things that we've talked about, like just being more experimental and expressive. I don't know.
Yeah, I learned even though like doing that cover for Evangelist was like really. That was literally just like a blimp of my summer, like as far as like time frame goes, but I feel like I learned a lot of just like it's really important to work with your hands and really not stay stuck to the computer. I mean, we all know that, but I think if you really want to create something I guess special or whatever, something different, you have to work with your hands somehow. So in that case, it was just like writing the letters by hand or something like that. Yeah, because computer just like, and it's also so easy to just get like tunnel vision, I guess, just like hours and hours and hours of just like moving shit around on InDesign or whatever, and like you get nowhere. But when you do it by hand, it's like you get it fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing your setup for a photo that you took for the Adobe
yeah.
Lil Nas X thing, and like it's literally a sandwich. Right?
Yeah.
Like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I had this like concept of like, oh, Lil Nas X, he's going to planet PB&J because I read about this like astronaut who snuck in the sandwich on like on this fucking spaceship, and like that wasn't allowed because of the crumbs and stuff. So I don't know, I was like trying to make this whole fucking huge ass story, but then I ended up just like making like a planet out of a sandwich. But I think I feel like just starting something with your hands or whatever, just like being physical, I feel like that's a good start. Like you're gonna get somewhere cool somewhere interesting if you keep going with that, whereas computer, you just get stuck in it.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that also keeps it fun in a way too, right? Like like your setup, it just looks hilarious, but it's also like, you know, the pictures that you get out of that, they're just one of a kind. Like it's way better than, you know, getting a texture from
oh
website, you know, or like going to like
Vinyl texture.
yeah, like going to like vinyl texture or fucking like grain, like some sort of film grain. There's I think it's definitely makes it more fun for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are wrapping close on time. I think it's been an hour already.
It went by fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, some really good insights. I think, really refreshing to work with your hands. That's why pop design is kind of cool. Like even making our mini books, doing something besides like being hunched over a laptop for like 8 hours. But yeah, we always wrap up our shows with a song of the week. So just a song that's been on repeat, something that's gotten you through this election week.
I'm open Spotify right now.
Clarence, do you want to go first?
Actually, yeah, I can go first. I've just been listening to, like, I'm a huge like NPR Tiny Desk fan, and like almost every single one I watch, and it also because it kind of lets me like hear a new artist. But this is not a new artist. I've been listening to Your Turn by Ty Dolla $ign a lot, because especially with his performance on NPR,
so good.
it was just so like, it's kind of epic, but then also just, I don't know, like triumphant in a way, which I like about it, and like it just makes me feel like, more hopeful. I think it's funny because the lyrical content is like pretty different than the feeling it gives me, but I don't know. I guess music is whatever you interpret it.
I was really impressed with his Tiny Desk because I always saw Ty Dolla $ign as, he's just a feature on a lot of songs. Like he kind of has the same like style whenever he's a feature. But seeing the Tiny Desk, I was super impressed, and that song was really good too.
I know. Like I was just like, he's so good live, which is insane. I mean, it's not like live, but.
No, yeah.
Wait, how about you go next, Jubilee?
Yeah, okay, mine's really random. But I've been listening to a lot of lo-fi this week just to calm me down, but this isn't traditional lo-fi, but it has the lo-fi feeling. And it was funny because I was in a breakout room with Annabelle and Annie, and I thought I was muted, but I wasn't, and I was singing along to the song.
Oh my god.
They were actually silent for a long time, and they were like, I hear them giggling, and I was like, damn, you should have told me earlier. But do any of you watch Steven's Universe? That show.
I never really watched it, but I know.
Yeah, I haven't watched, I've watched a few episodes, but there's a song called Love Like You on the soundtrack, and it's so good.
Wait, I think it's funny that you're like, I've been listening to a lot of lo-fi this week, and then you go Steven's Universe.
It has all the lo-fi
qualities.
Look at this art. It just feels like the pastels feel so like, I don't know.
It gets the vibe.
It's kind of like Tim's vibe.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I've been listening to that. I think it has a very theatrical feeling to it as well, which is interesting. Like lots of, I don't know what the chord progressions are called, but that's my song of the week. It's hella random. How about you?
Love that. I'm looking at my Spotify. I've been listening to a lot of just like really just like not even like people saying, just like sound. There's this like soundtracks, like movies and stuff like that. There's this composer, I guess his name is Nicholas Bertel. He's done soundtracks for Moonlight, Succession, Vice, If Beale Street Could Talk, that movie. And then from that movie, there's a specific song called Agape, which I absolutely love so much. It's really, I love that song. I love that song so much. Agape by Nicholas Patel. I also been listening to this guy named Vegan. I think he's a producer for Frank Ocean. He has a song called Blue Range Rover. The lyrics really resonate with me. It's like he did like a remix of this song that this artist named Porches did a song called Range Rover. Vegan did a remix. Yeah, I love that song too.
Fire.
But yeah,
Check it out.
just like random shit.
No, for real. I think music's been weird because I feel like it's always playing in the background, so I don't appreciate it as much. So it's been nice to find things that you don't normally listen to, like the soundtracks, like you said, or I don't know. I feel kind of just like I'm existing, and there's music in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, this was so fun.
Yeah, we're
Just, like, talking
Mm-hmm.
to you all. Sorry, I'm interrupting, but like, yeah, just like, yeah, we don't really like, I don't know, we just like see, I don't know, I just see everybody in class, but we don't, I don't know, I don't really like talk to anybody, I guess, like Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I remember my first interaction with you outside of class. I don't think you remember this, but I remember it because I was like, oh, that was so cute. But I ran into you at the hub after class.
Oh yeah,
Yo, what are you doing?
at the market thing.
Yeah, and then you're like, I think it's snacky wacky. And yeah, that was my first like interaction with you. I think in our first year of design. But I agree. Like we see each other every day on Zoom, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't actually know some of these people that well. So it's really refreshing to get to know people.
Wait, side topic. I don't remember our first interaction, Melissa, but I will say I was intimidated.
By me.
Just by you and your designs, because I was like, fuck, she's so good.
Oh, that's
Also,
sweet.
dude, your voice is super. I can tell you're an actor or like an actress because your voice is just like very clear and pronounced, and I don't know. I think that's my
Thank
first
you.
impression. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see like more of your acting stuff in the future, though.
Oh, that's sweet.
No,
Thank
yeah,
you.
for sure. We'll have
Melissa's like Instagram down below. So feel free to check out her work.
Yes.
But yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This was so fun. Such an honor. This podcast is dope.
Fire.
Fire. Set it on fire.
But yeah, thank you and tune in next week. Peace.
Peace.